welcome to this video. Today I am going to be doing a 24 hours of reading. This isn't going to be like a full straight 24 hours where I read through the night. I'm going to time myself every time that I'm reading and just add it up till it gets to 24 hours basically. I want to see how many books I can read in the 24-hour period. I'm currently reading The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. I think I'm pretty much almost about a third of the way through. So I can definitely finish that in this video. And I'm hoping we can maybe get through like 3 or 4 books. But The Lovely Bones is going okay at the moment. I've not been feeling great, so I think that's why it's taking me a bit longer. So yeah, basically I want to film, apologies if you can't hear me, but I've been wanting to film this video for a long time, and I'm just on a short daily walk because even though I'm not feeling very well, it's just really good for my physical and mental health to get a bit of fresh air for about 5 minutes and yeah, just get outside in the nice wind. So we'll begin reading when I get back. But we're starting on page 94 and I'm going to set my timer going in a minute. I'm literally here reading it like this, like trying to read it like that so that the spine stays intact, which I think I'm doing a pretty good job so far, to be honest. But yeah, it's getting pretty good. I think I'm about a third of the way through now, nearly halfway maybe. Guys, I think I'm in a little bit of a slump and I don't necessarily think it's the book, I think it's just me. I'm just reading words on the page basically, and it's not really registering going in. I'm not really feeling anything from it. We are now 2 hours and 10 minutes into this challenge. I've made it up to chapter 14, page 170, so in 2 hours and 10 minutes I've read about 76 pages. I'm now just over halfway through. Guys, I finished the book, finally. My thoughts. I didn't really get it, if I'm honest. Like, I kind of get what I think they were trying to do, but I just don't feel like it was executed in a way that kept my attention personally. I feel like a fair bit happened, but also nothing happened. I don't really know how I feel about this. I think I need to let it sit with me for a few days before I give it a proper rating, but off the top of my head at the moment, I would probably say like 2.5, 3 stars. It just wasn't, I don't know, it just didn't grab my attention. Also, I felt myself getting in a slump from this, partially because I was ill, and I still am, partially because I had a headache and it just wasn't gripping me, and I honestly think it was partially the book, partially me. So anyway, I've read it, it was fine, but that was it, it was fine. So I'm going to quickly fill out a bit of my reading journal to get me up to speed with including this book that I've just read, because I like to track how many books I've read and like write a mini review on them in my bullet journal. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to pick our next read, which I'm really excited for. book. I feel like I'm flying through it. I'm already about halfway, and that's just from like one sitting. It's been probably about 2 hours and I'm at page 107, so I'm just gonna go grab some dinner. I'm having pizza, and then I'll probably read a bit more as I'm waiting for dinner and afterwards, so hopefully we can get this finished tonight. I don't know how I tell it from that last clip or if you can hear it right now, but it is chucking it down. I mean, UK weather is always pretty bad anyway, but like it is like hammering it down. So there's nothing that I like better when it is raining outside and I can hear all the rain noises. I feel like it's the perfect setting for reading, hence I've read majority of this all in one sitting. I did stop to have my dinner, my pizza. This book's really good. So basically, I'll give you a quick rundown, general gist. Her dad is like a cartographer, and they live on this island, and a lot of the neighbouring islands' names are like America and Africa and stuff. So obviously it's kind of like, I feel like the names are based off of like America and Africa and all that. A girl gets murdered by something or someone. This other girl goes to look for her, but she's like the governor's daughter. So then he takes a load of his men and goes to find her. The main girl, her dad gets like held captive, so she goes along and joins the thing to look for her friend. And she's trying to like basically figure out what's going on and why everything on the island is kind of like dying. It's really grabbing my attention so much more than the other book. So this is what I mean, like you have to take my reading speed with a pinch of salt because it depends on so many factors, like if I'm enjoying the book, what the format of the book is like the text size and things like that, and how the chapters are, and just like what kind of mood I'm in. And I'm so glad that I picked this up because I love it so much, and it's such like a quick, fun, easy read. So I got changed, I'm ready for bed, and I finished the book. I really enjoyed this one. I loved it so much. I think it's very underrated. Like, I don't really hear many people talk about it, and more people should read this because it was bloody brilliant. Like, full of adventures, loads happening. Like, oh, this is just what I needed, I think, after reading The Lovely Bones, now making me a bit Also, what's quite interesting is I'm keeping track of some stats as we go. So we're currently at the 10.5-hour mark of this 24-hour readathon. So obviously I've still got about 13.5 hours left to do. So we're not quite halfway, obviously. But, so The Lovely Bones, obviously I was already 94 pages in before I started this video. So I read 230 pages of that in 6 hours 25 minutes. Whereas in 4 hours and 7 minutes I read 222 pages of The Girl of Ink and Stars, which is almost exactly the same amount of pages but a lot quicker. So that's sort of what I was trying to say earlier about my reading speed really varies depending on the book, depending on how into it I am and things like that. But I'm obsessed with watching Survivor, and I binged a load of it through lockdown. And there hasn't been a season on Amazon Prime for ages, but there's just been a new one added. and I never hear anyone talk about this show either, and it's so good. I have one friend and we're both obsessed. One friend who watches it and we're both obsessed, so we always just like discuss it together. But I'm gonna watch some of that in bed and then go to sleep, and then we will carry on with the next book tomorrow. Also, just one other thing that I do quickly want to say in regards to The Girl of Ink and Stars is I love how like there's like artworks and like diagrams and images on the page as well, and how it's made to look like maps. Like, oh, I just think it's so creative and so good. And yeah, I think this one I'm definitely giving like a 4 stars. Like, I liked this more than I liked like The Cruel Prince and stuff, because controversial opinion, The Cruel Prince wasn't my favourite. Like, it was fine and I enjoyed it, but I don't see the hype of people giving it 5 stars. But this book was really great, so. Officially halfway through this readathon. We've just hit the 12-hour mark and I'm up to page 65 in Two Can Keep a Secret. I'm really enjoying it actually. It's quite like fast paced and I just want to know what's going on and what happens. But basically these twins, this girl and this boy, have just moved to Echo Ridge, this town where over like 5 years ago a homecoming queen was murdered, and another one before that years ago as well, and now it's like a copycat is back sort of thing. Yeah, it's really good. I'm enjoying it. I think I've read, it's on page 65, chapter 7, so I've read 65 pages in about an hour and a half, so quicker than when I was reading The Lovely Bones, but not quite as quick as when I was reading The Girl of Ink and Stars. But again, it all depends on like font size, how the pages are laid out, things like that. So we're gonna keep going. So it's a glorious day outside today. It's really sunny. It looks nice and warm, but with a little bit of a breeze, and the weather has definitely brightened up from the storm that I showed you the other night. As you can hear probably and tell, I'm still ill with this freaking chest infection cold thing. Whatever it is, it needs to just leave me alone now. Anyhow, with that in mind, the last few days I've been really rough with it, so I haven't actually read as much as I'd intended to. And I won't lie, I've got a bit carried away with watching Australian Survivor because I'm a bit addicted to that show, and season 9 has just gone onto Amazon Prime. But for today, I am currently 16 hours 20 minutes into this reading vlog readathon, seeing how many books I can read in 24 hours basically, and we're on page 262, chapter 30, so I really don't have very much of this left to go. I've only got this little bit. Also, I love how like colour coordinated these books are. They've got like the metallic colour on the cover and then the coloured page edges. I just think it's so cool. We've just had a few things have come to light, I'll say. They're not really reveals and they're not really plot twists. But the twins have just found something out about someone in the town. And a person who's been leaving the messages and things may have been found out, but I'm not sure. And I'm so hooked in this book now that I think I could potentially fly through these last like 60 pages. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it won't take me any longer than like an hour and a half. I'm actually really going to try to finish this book today because I have nothing else to do. I'm showered, I'm fresh, I've done a face mask and everything, so my skin feels very nice, and I'm feeling a little bit more positive in myself even though I'm still run down. And I want to get this book finished so then we can get on to the next one in this video. I just finished the book. Oh my god, that was so, like, the twist at the end, oh my god, I did not see that coming. Oh wow, I really enjoyed this book, and everything in the end made so much sense. and they left it on such like a, on like a, that one line at the end. Oh, it wouldn't mean anything to anyone unless you've read the book, but wow, that I actually really enjoyed this. I wouldn't say it's like a 5-star read because I don't think it is. I think I would give it like a 3.75 or 4 because I was a bit conflicted for the first like half of the book because not a lot really happened, or not a lot felt like it happened, but actually, wow, this was done so well and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. So we're now up to 17 hours and 40 minutes. So I read that book in about 7 hours and 10 minutes, roughly 7 hours. I am very slow, I realise this. I really enjoyed that one, and now we're going to get on to the last book of this 24 hours of reading, because we still have another 6 hours and 20 minutes left to read. What is happening in the book so far is our main character Rachel has been going through a bit of a rough time with her husband Gareth. Basically, she wakes up the morning after this New Year's Eve party at a neighbour's house and she cannot remember anything that happened. It's like a black hole, and she doesn't even remember drinking that much, but she wakes up in their guest bedroom like really confused, and obviously something has happened, which there is like a bit of triggering topics in this because something is mentioned, and obviously very heavily implied that that is probably what happened. I'm at the 63 page mark now, and we are 19 hours into this, so hopefully I'm going to finish this right bang on time, if not beforehand, because this is so good. I literally, every time I read it, I can't put it down. But we've just been introduced to a character who feels a bit like randomly plucked out of nowhere if he's not part of this, and I am heavily suspecting him right now because at first my suspicions were like, I thought, oh, I don't think it could be the husband, maybe it could be this other guy that is associated with her in some specific way, but this guy that's just shown up is giving me all the creepy vibes, and I'm thinking he has something to do with this. I'm like, probably not right, but I feel fairly certain and confident in my assumption that he has something to do with this. We're having Chinese for dinner, so I'm going to go and get some Chinese and some food because it is 8 o'clock and I'm starving. Currently at the 21.5 hour mark, pretty much, on the timer. It's paused because I'm not currently reading. and I am 169 pages into the party, so I believe I have pretty much exactly 100 pages left to go, and I think this might be the most perfect timing because I think I'm going to finish it just at the 24-hour mark. I finished the book. I flipping loved this. Like, I didn't see the ending coming. I do think the ending was a little bit like, I would have preferred my theory to be correct, I think, but it was still quite a twist that I didn't see coming, although I did feel like there wasn't really that many clues that could lead me to get to that solution. But I would probably give it like a 3.5 stars, I think. I'm gonna let it sit with me for a bit because I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I would rate it right now. So these are all the books that we got finished in this 24 hours worth of reading. Now, I know it looks like I've read quite a lot, or a fair amount, but I am a slow reader and it will make sense how I've read this much in a minute. So, we started off with The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. I was already 94 pages into this before I began reading it for this video, so in total I read 230 pages worth of this to finish it in 6 hours 25 minutes. Then I definitely made the right choice because I felt like I was getting in a slump after that, and I've never hit, fingers crossed, touch wood, I haven't hit a reading slump really yet. So I was thinking, what do I want to pick up? And then I went for The Girl of Ink and Stars, which is like, I thought it was a bit of fantasy, but I think it's just like general fiction, but it's really cool. It's got some like mystery elements to it, I guess. I really enjoyed this one a lot. I really liked it. I think I gave it 4 stars. But so this one was 222 pages and I read that in 4 hours and 7 minutes, so that was quite a quick read for me. I definitely read this a lot quicker than I read The Lovely Bones. Anyway, after The Girl of Ink and Stars, I then picked up Two Can Keep a Secret to get through another one of my Karen M. McManus books which I have remaining. This one I really enjoyed as well. I think I give this one like 4 stars too, because I'm not gonna lie, didn't see this coming either, so you know, that was quite well done. So anyway, this one was 323 pages and I read it in 7 hours and 8 minutes. And then, because I knew that we had like long enough to fit another short book in, but not too long to do like a really long book, the last one, which obviously I've only just recently picked up, the final one in this video, was The Party by Lisa Hall. I really liked the writing style of this. This one was 269 pages and I read it in 6 hours and 12 minutes. And we hit the 23-hour 52-minute mark. I'm moving on to reread and annotate the love of my life, Archer's Voice. And oh, am I ready to get to that bit near the end where I literally was crying last time because I didn't know what was coming when I turned the page. Yeah, we're gonna do annotate Archer's Voice probably for 8 minutes for this video, and then that's what I'm carrying on to do afterwards. This concludes the end of this reading vlog. we've hit the 24-hour mark now. I annotated the first chapter, the first chapter of Archer's Voice, and the little like prologue bit as well. Oh, I've even just reading the first chapter, I remember so much why I love this book, and I actually cannot wait to read it. That's it for this video. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it and got like getting some insight into the stats of what I read and how quickly and what I rated things. Like I say, if you did enjoy this video, please do let me know with a big thumbs up, and subscribe if you want to see more from me, because my upload schedule is a bit all over the place, but I do have lots of exciting, hopefully well executed and edited videos coming soon, and lots of obviously books remaining on my shelf that I want to do reading vlogs for, pretty much all of them. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you with another video very soon.